It's your senior year of high school. You stop by your locker to grab your science textbook before class. As you open your locker, an overwhelming sensation of dread floods your body. The lights in the hallway begin to flicker wildly and you hear a bone-chilling voice, but you can't understand any of the words. Out of the corner of your eye, you briefly see a girl hanging from a self-made noose. While you're distracted, a textbook flies out of your locker and slams against the wall behind you. This week, we're discussing a few haunted schools just in time for back-to-school season. Welcome to Ghost Binkers. Pause for dramatic effect.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hello, junior and senior Binkers. I'm Trev, and I am dying to believe in ghosts. And with me is Killian.
I know by the way I stacked books in my locker that was not a ghost's fault. It was the fact that I haven't opened it once since the first day of school.
All the papers are just building up in there.
A very unused history book comes
Kids don't even go to their
pinwheeling out
locker
100
anymore.
miles an hour.
They just carry all the books in a backpack
I
and
always did.
get fucking scoliosis or something.
I straight up pioneered scoliosis.
I
back
kind of
then.
also was a big backpack guy
No,
after a while.
I went back and forth to my locker
They-
every other period.
They said, "Hey, you want a locker?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Oh, cool. It's at the exact other end of the building from every class you've ever had and ever will had." And I said, "Oh, okay. I'm not going to use that then. Thanks." And they said, "Oh, but it's right across from the most annoying teacher in the entire school." And I said, "No, I'm good. Thank you."
With us, that voice you heard was Jimmy, our guest binker, returning again.
What's happening, folks?
And together we are the Ghost Binkers, and we explore real-life spooky stories and joke the spooky credibility out of them. A light binking, so to speak.
A little starting stumble from the
I
ghost
know.
Usain Bolt there. You had a little like you were like we joke. You had a little,
I
frog
took
in your throat.
I took some words out of the
you tightened it
the
up.
tagline to tighten it up, and it tripped me up because I'm used to saying it a
Some
different
of our
way.
fans were setting their stopwatches to that time. They were using that as a unit of measurement. Now you changed it.
Real quick, going back to the whole schools thing, I think that the reason I became a backpack kid was because people were always making out on my locker, and I was like, "Excuse me, I just need to get my books really quick."
There weren't even living souls near my locker. That shit was it was just the worst.
You were just out in the shadow
It was
realm.
just one annoying teacher, and that was all that was near it, I think.
Well, so it is back to school season. We have 3 schools to talk about. One is local to us.
Yeah.
One is personal from Jimmy's wife.
Oh, okay.
And the third one is just kind of like a more famous one. And by famous, I mean like you look it up and it's on the list of haunted schools.
Yeah. What if we get to Jimmy's wife's story and she like killed a child? And she's like, "Yeah, I keep
there's a
hearing
ghost there
I
now."
keep hearing him call out to me. This kid I stuck in the wall." And we're like, I think this one's real, guys."
Oh, shit. I'm going to have to give that one a 10. Reminder, 1 on the Bink scale is no ghost. 10 on the Bink scale, full ghost.
Yeah.
The first school is, I was really torn back and forth on if I was going to say the name of this school, because in the last episode I mentioned how like they were harassed by
us.
ghost
Yeah,
hunters
they hate us.
and they hate us. And it's called the Hornbine School.
Yeah.
And as a reminder from the last episode, I emailed them because I wanted to record on site, on location, and they basically said no.
I appreciate them saving me like an annoying afternoon, frankly.
They said no. We want nothing to do with any ghost people.
Me and a fake mustache typing back an email. "No, the ghosts are evil here. It's too much.
You intercepted my email.
They destroy podcasting gear." Venmoing the Hornbine School $85 to tell you no.
Yeah. I tried to make it really clear that we are debunking ghosts, and we would
I
be.
don't know if that was a point of concern for
we-
them.
No, I don't think so.
I tried to make it clear that we would almost benefit them in not having more people come to the school, because we're gonna like really tell them not to. But long story short,
They told you to eat shit.
they told me to eat shit, and they said that like they've had horrible experiences with paranormal investigators in the past, so they're done with anything ghost.
Did you tell them that they made me cry in 3rd grade by letting my teacher give me the name Ebenezer and ruining my fucking day, so that they actually kind of owe me one for being disrespectful?
I did not bring
You
that
definitely
up.
should have brought that up.
And no amount of stick and hoop dominance brought me back.
That's
into
been
the light.
haunting Killian for a
Yeah.
long
It's
time.
fucking annoying, frankly.
I did try to like reassure them, like hey, listen,
No one listens to the show.
no one listens to the show. Also,
Everyone hates us.
we're gonna advocate against people coming to your school. So if you have any like examples of what happened, I'd love to share them to raise awareness. I got ghosted.
Yeah, I think they were done with you.
They were
the
done
first
with
email.
me after the first email. So I'm gonna talk about them and tell people to stay the fuck away. So the Hornbine School is a school operated from 1848 to 1937, and it was a one-room schoolhouse. And from
Really
there,
non-racist teaching going on at that time, I'm sure.
absolutely not. It's in Rehoboth,
Yeah.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, I guess it is, huh?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
So from their website, Jimmy, I don't know, you didn't grow up here, so
I didn't
you
get to
don't-
enjoy the Hornbine
Yeah,
School.
you didn't get
no.
to. So I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna
I know
teach
where it
you-
is.
You've seen it.
Yeah, been there.
It looks creepy.
Yeah, been by there anyway.
I'm gonna teach you what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to drive by it late at night. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done it before. It's not fun.
So each year, several hundred scholars from Rehoboth and neighboring towns enjoy a spring day at the school. The Hornbine visit is a hands-on, enjoyable educational experience and is part of the Massachusetts Social Studies curriculum in grade 3, which is when we went. We
Yeah.
went in grade 3.
Yeah, really cool.
Children and adults always enjoy dressing for the occasion.
Yeah, I hated it. I was so fucking
was
mad.
not a big fan of that. Pupils use wicker baskets, tin boxes, pails, or large dinner napkins to carry their period lunches.
I hate sandwiches. And so my mother gave me a sandwich, and I just knew I wasn't gonna eat the sandwich, and it was in a bucket, and I was so fucking
They were like
mad.
whole wheat
I was mad
sandwiches.
all day at this school.
I traded shit with
No,
kids
first
like
of all,
you.
no
I was
ga-
like,
yeah, no,
I was like,
I-
give me your
no, I
sandwich.
know.
I'll give you whatever
No.
you want.
Yeah,
Like,
I was giving. I didn't even ask anything in return. I was so mad. No Game Boy in 1845. or
Yeah,
whatever the fuck,
just hoop and stick.
Yeah.
During their visit, scholars practice writing with ink using
Okay.
a quill feather pen.
Sorry, not to interrupt again. We're done with scholars as a verb now, as a word. now. These are dumb children.
But this is from their website.
Yeah, these are idiots. These are fools. These are 9-year-old dipshits.
yeah,
they use,
Scholars.
barely reading.
Yeah.
they use
A kid who can
copybooks.
read a third of the things he sees in the Pokemon game.
They use copybooks, slates, and horn books while learning their 3 R's. And Jimmy, do you know what the 3 R's are?
I'm really scared to know.
All right, did you skip over horn books? Are you getting there?
No, I
Hey,
don't.
you're gonna want to explain that
Yeah.
to the people at home.
I don't know what
You
a
said
horn book
slates
is.
and horn books, and then just were like, anyway, the other shit.
I don't know what a horn book is.
No one does.
Okay, it's a single-sided alphabet tablet which served from medieval times
They had-
as primer
they had
for study.
tablets?
This feels like
This is the
feels like they
original
should have
iPad,
had-
kids.
I feel like they had. I distinctly have an image of like Ben Franklin writing in some paper.
Yeah,
with pens.
honestly,
I don't think we need to give the kids a chisel.
I saw the definition of a horn book. I still don't really know what it is. So
And they said they had slates and horn books, which
Here,
it sounds like a horn book is a slate.
you can see some pictures of it if you want, but honestly, it's not very helpful.
I assume it's a slightly more modern version of that, which is crazy. Like a single page. Again, they had paper back then.
Yeah, papyrus.
It's so expensive. We're shipping over mummies every day to carve up for the kids to write on.
The 3 R's are reading, writing,
Why?
and arithmetic.
That's
sorry. What's that, bud?
So painful.
Reading,
I had a feeling it was gonna be something like that. It hurts.
But, like-
writing, and arithmetic.
So I'll buy that. Like, oh, they spelled writing differently back then. But they had puns in 1860.
Yeah,
We were doing slavery and we had time for puns.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't think we could do both, frankly. You can't have a little whimsy in your life while enslaving people.
The last sentence on their website really caught my eye personally. Evelyn Bois, who attended Hornbine School in the 1920s and 30s, often visits. She enjoys sharing her experiences as a Hornbine School student with the children. I think
That would
she's a
fucking-
little too old to be visiting, and I'm convinced maybe she's a ghost.
I can't believe they didn't want us on campus.
They have a, that's why they
I'm
don't
yelling
want,
at an old woman. I'm like, you're a fucking ghost.
They're protecting her. They don't
Yeah, they
want.
have to be,
They,
yeah.
don't want, ghost
They don't want me to
people
suck her up into a proton pack.
Yeah.
I see.
Danny Phantom situation
Yeah.
going on here, where like they
Oh.
know she's a ghost. but
I think that's what it is. They had a bad experience where someone sucked up Evelyn Bois, and
I bring a little lead container and trap her in there forever.
And she
The impermeable lead that ghosts can't penetrate.
They're like, give her back.
I'm like, sorry.
That's gonna be $1 million.
Subscribe to our Patreon and let her go.
So joking aside, if you're a ghost person, do not fucking go here. Don't be the person who ruins this place for children.
Not joking aside, it's a one-room school building. There's no fucking way it's haunted. A ghost can't haunt a single room, brother.
Could haunt the grounds.
Are you out of your mind? This is like I remember from going to Hornbine School, a driveway, and then the building being immediately. I don't remember much else.
It's like barely a driveway because it's like on the road.
There's not a lot of space. You didn't go there. This is not a spacious environment.
I know what a one-room schoolhouse looks like.
I was 3'1", and I was like, "There's not a lot of space here for me."
Well, Killian, your challenge is an excellent transition. According to an article by Joe Siegel on ReporterToday.com,
We're trusting birds now with their input.
I feel like they could see ghosts.
He's like, yeah. So there was a ghost, and then all of a sudden he's like, a fry, and he flies off to steal a French fry from an old lady or something. You know, it's ridiculous.
Residents who live near the historic Hornbine School have reported hearing voices emanating from within the building's walls. The school was built in 1845 and housed students up to grade 9. It was used until 1937 and was then sold off and abandoned. In 1968, the Hornbine School Association bought the property and opened it for public tours.
The fuck were they doing for 30 years?
Yeah, right.
I guess it was just kind of sitting. The ghosts were chilling in there.
It should say the Hornbine School Association was founded and immediately bought, because otherwise,
Yeah, right. What was the Hornbine School Association doing?
They're like
yeah,
year
yeah.
23 of the Hornbine thing. They're like, oh shit, should we buy the school back instead of letting it rot into nothing?
Yeah, they just named it after Hornbine, but they were like, I wish there was something around here we could like.
Wish we could do something with this.
with. Neighbors have claimed to hear voices and other sounds when the school is locked up and vacant. Others have seen the apparitions of a teacher and students dressed in 19th century clothing within the locked building. The spirits of children have also been witnessed playing in the patch of grass near the schoolhouse.
Jeez, the grounds, Killian.
The grounds.
And the building.
And
for
the
record.
building.
Yeah, anyway, I don't trust neighbors. Sorry.
I think
I've never met a neighbor and been like, oh, I trust what that guy has to say about ghosts.
Well, according to like these claims, an entire classroom full of people died.
This honestly feels like
Which
Which,
you're
like,
right.
I guess that's possible, but
this feels like a wanna believe type situation where they're like, oh, I live right near it, and they never cut the grass, so I'm gonna say it's haunted because I'm bored.
Yeah.
I don't know, fuck it. Or like
you get spooky vibes from it, and you're like, oh, it's gotta be.
Yeah, and some kids break in one day, and you're like, oh my god. Also, you see like what you thought was one kid, and then you tell someone that story turns into there was 30 kids in there playing hoop and stick loudly.
That's more what I'm wondering too. Is like, did you see somebody who snuck in, and that's what you're.
that's possible.
Yeah.
Here's pictures of the Hornbine School. I'll link these in the Ghouly Bites for our Binkers in the chat. You know, the grounds are pretty small. You can't really do a ton of running around without running into the road.
Yeah.
So
Well, they didn't have cars back then.
Yeah.
they
So
didn't have cars.
maybe there are people pile driving ghosts with their Honda Civic once a week.
That's highly possible.
Little kids are getting dusted by my Miata.
Maybe just an entire classroom of kids got absolutely wrecked.
Yeah.
That's why
some guy in Rehoboth who owned like a pool supply company in 1985. His wife in a Range Rover is just ripping Hornbine ghost kids down every week. She never even sees them. She's jingling her keys, looking at her phone with the big text on it. You know.
Oh, wow, that's a very specific image. That I know what age those people are.
Some
now.
dentist's wife just got a blaster full of bullshit.
So that's really it for the Hornbine School. So that's why I wasn't too mad that we didn't get to record there.
It also it just feels like I guess why were the ghosts coming out at night?
Because
It's not school time.
most ghosts come
That's
out
when
at
spooky
night.
time is. Killian.
That's spooky time.
Okay, but we've talked about this. Look, we talked about this before. If you are doing like a day-bounded activity, and then as a ghost, you're like, let's do it at 9:15 p.m. It's like, what? Your whole life,
Yeah.
the whole reason you're here is because you were like bound to this place when that bell rang at 7:15.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been there, but I
Or
don't
when
know.
the
I feel
chickens
like
first clucked.
I feel like ghosts are definitely like flipped or like more.
Do you think it's spectral
accessible at a
drift
certain
again?
time, right? Yeah,
So
it's
it
like
could be spectral drift, but then they'd be showing up 3 blocks down at the pool supply
Yeah.
company. It could be like ghosts live in inverted time. So everything we think is day, they think is night, because in hell the time is backwards.
Oh,
Okay.
I think you were kind of saying that too, Jimmy. Like
Yeah.
So are they like
Yeah.
just when their AM is our PM and vice versa?
Something like that, maybe.
Ghosts are Australians, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how Australia works,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
pretty much.
Good day, mate. I'm home over here.
We're gonna need a name for that one, like spectral temporal
Ghoulish Australia.
ghoulish Australia temporal syndrome or something. The next school is the Aldrich School in Fall River, Mass, built in 1898. So not to dox her, but Jimmy's wife worked here, but she no longer works here.
Yeah. It's a good thing it wasn't the Eldritch School, or she would have gotten eaten by Cthulhu.
Oh,
She would have gotten damn seized by an old one.
So
Oh, man.
she unfortunately could not make it to the podcast because Jimmy.
She hornbined us, someone said.
Should I use her name? Should I?
Yeah, it's
Should
fine.
I speak her name into existence?
Yeah.
Jimmy's wife, Brittany. Jimmy and Brittany have a child, a new child.
He's a little
relatively new
ghost child.
So he
Should've gotten him on the
we
cast.
took him from the Hornbine School.
Oh damn! So
He's like, you gotta let me play a different game. I'm just sticking hoop, man. This sucks.
so Brittany couldn't make it, but
Maybe that's why kids like iPads so much, is because they're all
It
actually
reminds
Hornbine
them.
ghosts. And so them seeing a new game, they're like, oh my God, thank God.
Thank God it's not that old
This
tablet.
this tablet is so much nicer.
It's not a fucking horn book.
Yeah.
It's something more interesting.
I conducted an interview with Brittany about her experience with a haunted school.
We call text threads interviews now. Is that what we do in the biz?
No, I
Conducted an
I came
interview.
over. I went
Okay.
over to their house.
Wasn't invited.
I did this secretly without your knowledge.
Kind of got hornbined again a little bit.
So Killian, I have a picture here, and I want you to describe what you see.
Like 3 kids, maybe.
You see 3 kids?
I see like 3 kids and a spooky looking owl. Just a nightmare owl, a demon owl. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to now enhance that image. And by enhance, I mean I'm just gonna turn the brightness on up.
Okay. I see 4 kids now.
Okay. Allegedly,
Yeah.
that 4th kid in the back,
Yeah.
next to the spooky demon owl, not a real kid.
Can you
Not
zoom
there.
in on her?
Yeah.
I've never seen that image so bright. It's kind of scarier.
Yeah.
Red shirt kid kind of stealing the show.
I know.
They kind of got a posture about them. They
Yeah.
kind of got this like, who you taking a picture of, look, which I kind of appreciate.
Yeah, they're kind of like jumping into like steal the show.
Look at these
too.
adorable little kids. You
Yeah.
know, having a great time.
So we have 4 kids here.
Yeah.
One of them is
A ghoul.
not a kid.
A ghoul, sort of.
So I have some audio
Yeah.
of said interview.
Okay, is she going to address the demon owl?
Because
I
we
think
can
it's-
talk about it.
I think
We
it's
can
harrowing.
talk about it a little bit.
Because I think I might know have summoned this ghost girl.
So this is a about a 4.5 minute interview, but feel free to interject. I can pause this one. So
Oh, you had the problem where like if you paused it, it started at the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a classic.
But I have it
the,
fixed.
the like Instagram Reels shit.
Oh my
You're like,
God.
why
so
does this site
annoying.
work like this?
Instagram doesn't even let you pause sometimes.
No, I know it's crazy.
It's like, oh, you wanted to mute the clip, right? And I'm like, no, I wanted to pause.
And then they're like, oh, you wanted us to play a random clip you've never seen before that's going to get you in trouble with someone in your life, right? A beheading, a woman taking off her top, whatever. And you're like, hey, no, just play the video I was watching. They're like, you don't want a different video?
Are you sure? Yeah, so this is, feel free to interject. I can pause this. And we'll see what you think. Jimmy was there for it, so he knows it, but I cut it down.
Back in 2016, I was working in a preschool and we had to make observations. And so I had to use the school issued tablet. It was not mine at all. And I had to take pictures of the kids. And then like later when they'd leave, we'd have to tag them and like tag what objective they were working on. I was a little behind on my notes and I went back like a week later looking at these pictures, and there's this one picture and there's 4 little girls in a circle like dancing to music. And I go to tag them all for my class, and I tagged 3 of them, and I said, who the heck is this? And my co-teacher was like, wait, who is that? And we're like zooming in. We asked the 3 girls in the picture. We were like, hey, come here. Like, who's in this picture with you? And they named the other 2, and they skipped right over her. Like, they couldn't see her. It was the strangest thing. And I'm looking at this picture, and I'm like, this is a girl. You can see that it's a girl. It looks like she's holding, like, a bowl of some kind, and nobody knows who she is. I ended up asking, like, my director, the teachers next door. Nobody had any idea. We couldn't switch kids. It's not like we just let kids roam around. So it was nobody else's kid. It wasn't a sibling. We have no explanation.
When they skipped over like the girl,
Yeah.
and did you like say like no, like her?
Yes,
like, who is that?
I did, and they just, I don't know.
Unfortunately, kids are so stupid. I will say, the rest of it is wonderfully convincing. You can't ask a child any damn thing. I don't know if you tried to ask a kid any information, especially at like 4.
That is
you are not
hilarious.
getting jack shit from
Killian,
them.
it's clearly a ghost. She's holding ectoplasm.
Ghosts aren't on the whole bowls. No. I genuinely, even separate from what's being described, as unfortunately, kids are just really, really dumb.
I do get that.
So like,
no, for sure.
you could be like, "Who's this?" and show them a picture of them, and they'd be like, "I've never seen that person in my life." And then you could like point them in a mirror, and they'd be like, "Whoa, it's the picture person." And then you show the picture again, they'd be like, "I don't know who that is."
I don't know,
Sorry.
yeah.
And then like you explain it to them, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And then you ask them again, and they're like, "Never
Yeah,
seen
And
it."
then, you're
that's
like,
me.
and then you're like, "Who
Yeah.
is this?" And they're
It's
like,
like-
"Yeah,
it's-
my dog. He fell down because he jumps, but he can't get too high." Like, what?
They turn into that clip of Patrick with his wallet.
Yeah, literally.
He's gonna reference the Patrick with his wallet clip. Yes.
Yeah.
So this is your wallet. Never seen it before.
But yeah, I do agree. Asking kids, probably not the most reliable source, especially preschoolers.
For sure.
They had no idea. And this was only like a week before that they were actually doing this, and I went back to my notes. So it was only like a week old. It's not like they would have forgotten or, we have no idea who it is.
I forget bitches all the time. I forget every kid I've ever met. No, I'm like analyzing the photo,
I know.
looking at it and stuff. I'm not sure if like what they're seeing as the bowl is actually a part of that backdrop.
I've been trying to figure that
yeah,
out.
it might be.
But I'm trying to think of like what might make a head appear.
But that owl is staring at that little ghost
he
girl.
is. But also the owl's sort of staring at everyone. In the owl's got a sort of presence that I don't appreciate.
He's giving them that bombastic side eye.
Yeah. I mean, if Brittany were here, I'd ask her about how much like. She said you can't like drop your kid and leave. But I wonder
might
how
cover
I wonder
this.
how much kids might have moved between classes, and like a week passes and you're like,
Yeah.
Not that she, it's hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of shit, especially like it sounds like I'm assuming she was fairly new here, based on the way she's describing
This
it.
was
at the
like
school.
I believe it was like the end of the school year.
Okay.
We might cover some of those things, so I'll keep
she's
playing.
mentioning observations like it's sort of like a newer process she wasn't doing all the time. So
Yeah.
I wasn't sure when in her
Yeah.
What time of year was this?
I think it was towards the end of the school year. There's also a really creepy like owl in the back, and his eyes are looking right at her. It's like an owl that my co-teacher like made out of paper.
Oh, great bit. We're like, oh yeah, Brittany, the photo was really scary. What owl are you talking about? And she's like, that owl. I'm like, there's no owl there.
I see the
Owl?
girl you're talking
I
about.
see the little girl, but that's just a white wall behind them. What owl? And then we build a paper mache one and we put it like
That would be hilarious.
One day.
Oh, wow.
Man. And then I show up in the owl costume.
I think we could probably fashion that exact same owl out of like construction paper
Oh, yeah,
and
that
just put it
owl
on the
is-
window like next to her. and she-
Oh
That
yeah.
owl is probably really easy for us to
We
make.
could get her to shoot one of us with a handgun, thinking we're the owl spirit at some point.
It literally looks like the owl is looking right at her.
Yeah, no, I mean,
beady eyes.
that is very clearly a little girl.
Yes, it's a person standing there. It's just I have no idea who it is.
It does look like she's holding a bowl, and it also, like, she looks very statue-like.
Yes. Like she wasn't dancing with the other girls. They were like going in a circle, and you could tell by like their bodies, but she just looks like she was standing watching them.
And she looks so sad.
She doesn't look sad. You guys are crazy. You guys are putting so
Wait,
much.
she definitely
bad
looks
vibes.
sad.
She looks so chill,
No,
brother.
she does. She's just like standing there like with a bowl, just like
Look,
Well,
my life is over. I died in this classroom.
The
Help
girl
me.
in red looks like she's gonna sock Brittany in the head. This is just gonna clock her.
I do like I
Both
guess,
things can be true.
I guess what I mean when I said she was sad is like she's not even really looking at them. She's like staring out into the distance.
I think she's
Yeah.
looking at the girl who's talking, the little girl with the ponytail.
in the center there.
Yeah.
That's possible.
I
It
also
don't know.
I'm
It
sort
does
of
look like she's like kind of looking past her, like along the shelf. Like she's not really staring at
Well,
her.
I don't know. There's a girl with her back to the camera. Maybe she has some cool shit in her hands.
Yeah,
She's got a
maybe,
fucking fidget
yeah,
spinner.
yeah.
She's got a fidget spinner. Everyone's freaking out. I also wonder if it's like a little boy with a hood on or something. If that black is not the hair, but is like the hood, and then this front part is hair, but this is actually like a hood of some kind that maybe obscured the identity of the child slightly.
That's actually
Certainly a possibility.
a very
Yeah.
game-changing theory.
Or the owl's twisted energy like warped light and shadow into the vague face of a child.
I think the part that's like the most strange to me is just like, obviously there is someone there.
There is someone there, right? Like,
But the fact that not a single teacher or student recognized her, like,
nope. Like I only had probably 15 kids. Like I knew who they were.
Right.
Like, and that's just not one of them.
Was she alone in this classroom, Brittany?
She had one other teacher in the classroom with her.
I was like, that's a fucking crazy ratio. I've helped out at a preschool more than 3, and I'm like, one of these kids is gonna die. I gotta keep track of them at any moment. One keeps eating rocks. He just keeps putting rocks in his mouth. I gotta pull rocks out of his mouth every 10 seconds.
I know
I
kids.
spent so much time on Rockmouth Kid that who knows what the other kids jumping off the swing set.
Kids are, especially at like ages 3 to 4, they're constantly trying to kill themselves.
They're trying to get Harambe to whip them across that fucking enclosure. Frankly,
They really are.
not
They,
the victim blame, but
they miss the sweet release of not being alive.
that iPad or the
Yeah.
tablet
Yeah.
like belonged to the school, so like other classes like used it too
No,
and stuff.
only
Oh, so
my
it's
class.
just your
Every
class.
classroom was assigned one. So mine stayed on my shelf all the time. And this is my room. It's a picture of like my room, like, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it was just only myself and my co-teacher. I put all my pictures in an album on Shutterfly. Every year I teach.
Yeah.
And so this is the 2015-2016 school year one. And I could go through all I could show you all the kids in the class. I have like individual, and she's not one of them.
Right.
You know?
And then obviously, like you said, like the kids aren't wandering from class to
No,
class.
the doors are locked from like they can't just get out, you know,
Yeah.
like.
And then even like, let's assume somehow she managed to get out. Like another teacher would recognize her.
That's why I went to the class next door and I was like, we didn't like trade kids, right? Like what happened last week? Like, and everybody was like, I've never seen her.
I'll give you a first round draft pick for this kid.
yeah, Brittany's theory that the kids weren't getting lost is falling apart when she's like, "Hey, did we do a swap like we normally do? You didn't like throw a kid through my window, did you?"
Oh wait, that's right. We did a 2-for-1 because the one that I was giving you was worth way more than the 2 that you gave me.
Well, I lost one of mine, so like Jenny let me borrow one of hers.
And even siblings, you're like at pickup, I'm like, okay, well, siblings come in. I'm like trying to think of everything. But they don't wander. This was the other end of the room, like complete opposite of the door.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't wander, like we don't let them just wander in. And like, this isn't dismissal time.
Does she look like maybe she could be like older or something? Is it possible that like an older student wandered in?
Everybody, it was
girl.
only a preschool that I taught at. I was in the 3-year-old room, and other rooms had 3 and 4s.
Now I'm trying to like see her as not a child. Like,
What are you
Like
doing?
as like an
like you
object.
can see down here like her shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I
yes.
think
like
it,
her
no,
whole
it's,
body
yeah.
was there.
it's a kid. I was trying to do it too of seeing if maybe it was like I said, like shapes blown up by something in the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like anytime there's a camera, it could be like weird carryover. Although a tablet wouldn't really have that.
Yeah.
So I mean, looking at it and trying to be objective about it because ghosts aren't real. I would say that it's probably like I said, maybe a kid wearing a hood is my current strategy.
That is actually
So
a
that's
really
good-
good
that's
theory
actually
that
the
I've
best
never
strategy
thought
I've
of.
actually
heard,
a boy, and you can't really tell his face because you're picturing all of that as hair. So you're thinking of the long-haired girls in your class. And there's actually a short brown-haired boy who threw his hood up and is being a goober.
That's
Goober theory.
potentially the best theory that.
Yeah. It would be funny if we asked Brittany and she's like, Hoodie Jake. Black Hoodie Jake. Like,
I forgot about him.
Black Hoodie Jake.
no, yeah, other than like a kid wandering in, a kid trade swaps, because granted, like it sounds like a closed environment, but like,
Yeah.
shit can happen. with
I would
kids.
be curious because
Wacky.
I don't know if she still has the Shutterfly.
Yes, she does.
I would be curious to know if like maybe there is like a boy in that class that looks similar to this
yeah,
guy.
I would. Yeah, I would.
all these
definitely be
kids are
curious
probably
as well.
able to talk now. We should just ask them all again.
Yeah.
So, oh fuck. Oh no, these kids are 14. Yeah, I was just gonna be like, oh,
Yeah, this was
2016
10 years ago.
2016, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't think we should fucking pretend these people exist. That'll kill me.
Whoops, time has gone by.
They're like, yeah, when I was a child, the day Donald Trump was elected when I was 4. I'm like, no.
That is insane, actually, when you put it that way. So that's the gist of the photo there. And then Brittany discovered a strange sound on her phone.
Oh, yeah.
That was recorded.
This better be wacky.
And it's definitely...
This better be nuts.
It's
It's really nuts.
It's different from an EVP. I'll put it that way.
The boys are laughing, which does not bode well.
All right, so I'm gonna play it.
Don't me take me every garden and do I want me all hot. And wherever we go, oh, don't me take me, guys me, do I want.
Oh, that's so.
That's the sound.
Sorry, the focal point of the sound was what I was supposed to be listening to.
Yeah.
I didn't never realize there was that much background noise.
Me
before.
neither.
Yeah, you can sort of hear Brittany in the back. It sounds
So
like.
I was trying to like decode it. I tried very hard to understand what this gibberish was.
I wouldn't go that far.
At one point, I heard something about like "we have a garden" or something like that. I did hear the woman in the background. I assume it's Brittany, but it could be someone else.
Yeah, it sounds like it could
I
be.
say it sounds like the timbre of her voice was similar to Brittany.
It
So I'm
also
assuming it's like
it sounds like it was recorded outside because there's like a rumble of wind or something in the background.
Yeah, it sounds a
Yeah.
little bit like outside
or like if it's in your pocket or
Yes,
something, it might
yeah.
make
I
that
guess it
same
could
kind
I
of.
was thinking like outside recess phone on a picnic
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Second layer of the picnic table, so it's a little shielded by wind, but some still getting through.
Yeah.
And then like you hit record by accident, and then the dumbest child of all time is sing-songing nonsense. And he's probably fine now, but but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, kids do.
Yeah.
Kids do shit like that when you
So-
let them make sound.
I did also. If you listen closely in the beginning for that woman's voice, it does sound like she's saying, "Oh, is it recording?" Like I'll play it again.
Don't me take me every
Oh yeah, so it
yeah.
definitely says this is recording.
So yeah, I don't know. I know I'm gonna play Brittany's explanation of how she came across it, and just we'll reflect on that.
I was making a presentation for the end of the year, and I think I was going to find a song, and I said, wait, like, what is that? What does a voice memo mean? And he was like, it must be something you did on your phone. And when we clicked it, it was that. Whatever language or what that is. We've tried translating it. It doesn't really work. That one time we did it, said it was saying like Magic Man.
Magic Man.
Yeah, it said like Magic Man's coming or Magic Man.
Yeah, well, so my thought with the voice memos is like, it probably synced from your phone to your laptop because like
Right.
Apple loves doing that shit.
Yes, true.
But that doesn't change the fact that it was recorded. I like the only other thing I could think is like if like a kid got a hold of your phone when you
I know, but I like always have passcodes. I've never not had a passcode, or like at that school anyway, if it was then, which I guess it was then, we had to keep our phones up. We'd get like written up if we had them out. So like they were up on like a shelf.
I have a better theory. I've got a better theory cooking. Either by asking parents or other teachers to volunteer this, or by airdrop, someone else recorded it. Because that doesn't actually sound like Brittany's voice now that I hear it
Yeah.
again. I think this is probably either another teacher or like a parent at like an event.
And they
then they said,
airdropped it
oh,
to
send
her?
us any photos and stuff you have. And the parent just went like...
And just dropped it.
and just hit 10. And then Brittany was like, oh, I saved all this to my phone. And then one day was like, what is this? And it's just a memo.
it just
of a
saved
kid.
it,
And,
yeah.
and also, I think, I don't think it's language. I don't
It
think,
said,
I don't
well,
think
hold on.
he's saying
It said it was
words.
recorded on Brittany's iPhone.
Oh, okay. So maybe
on the file.
Maybe it was just at like some kind
yeah.
of thing, and then she did it. I mean, maybe she just recorded it with, or like a kid and parent did it or something.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
my guess. And also, it doesn't sound like language to me. It doesn't sound like It also doesn't sound like it has like a language signifiers. You know what I mean? It just sounds like a kid sort of. The stuff that
Just
sounds like
just
language is
mumbling.
him muttering close to a word and then getting
Yeah.
distracted by the sounds of what he's saying again, and just being like me ma boo boo.
But he
dabba,
does-
dabba, goo, ga, garden,
so-
But
dabba,
it's in a
dee, boo.
cadence.
Yeah, but he's singing. You know.
I was
He's a
gonna
guy.
say I'm wondering if like maybe he's trying to sing a song or something.
Also, kids do just sing random shit.
Because there is a phrase that's repeated in the beginning and the end, which is like dua dua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like kids know what songs are.
Yeah.
Like they.
So
they
it's-
sing them.
I mean-
my nephew was singing little songs. The famous. I'm sure everyone at home is aware of this song. The famous "My Tubey Tube" song that my nephew sings in the pool, which goes "My Tubey Tube, My Tubey Tube," and he'll sing that one. And then my niece's favorite song, "My Little Gummy Worm," "My Little Gummy Worm." My little gummy worm. My little gummy worm.
Are all kids songs
little
just
girl.
repeating the
That's
same word?
Jamie sings Mama da da Mama
Yeah,
da da.
I think they kind of got. So I think this is. I think he was
So-
like. So what happened was he went to sing one of his songs and he was like, "Shit, I got
Oh,
more,
shit, I forgot the
got more.
words.
I got more melody, but I only got like 2 words. I can't do doodah anymore." So he's like, and it's also. You know,
Is this just the original Scatman? Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So, you know, there's nothing. I will say there's nothing super ghostly about the clip. If it's okay for me to say that.
That's
You
fair.
know, like I think the circumstances of the clip being found are more intimidating than the clip itself.
Yeah.
It might be. It feels less ghostly now listening to it like with background noise and with
headphones
headphones and like
audio
cleaning it up.
clarity.
When you first listened to that when I first heard that audio file on her laptop, I immediately thought it's this girl in this picture.
We,
I was like, and not even seeing them close together. Like we heard that file like way later than we had seen.
I
the
mean,
picture.
the first time I heard about this was on the old podcast, and my reaction was pure terror. And you know what? I'm gonna link that, or not link it. I'll just play it right here. I had
Meeting me at my garden and do a Wally, oh hi. And wherever you go, oh don't be serious, just me, do what do I want.
Okay. So
that
I literally almost
you brought this into my house.
I don't want it anymore.
There's a bug on the floor over there that I'm gonna have to crunch. This is the worst day of my life. My dog died.
I think there's lightning outside. There's heights.
Scariest podcast ever.
Terrified.
I don't want to listen
have-
to that again.
We started to play it before we came here, and I was like, "Shut that thing up."
What
And we shut-
is it in?
I guess we could try to translate
I have to
it. What do
edit
you
that
think it
later.
said?
Yeah.
How do you guys drive to work this scared? That's my question. No offense or anything.
You know,
You know,
you
look,
close your eyes and hope for the
I
best.
will say I did. I had a brief stint where I had a different fucking job to do and was pulled in to do preschool teaching all the time. And I have like stacks of random drawings. I have random pictures that kids took with my phone. I've got like recordings of them being like, "Oh, I fell down and hurt my knee today." You know, like just random. Like you're just kind of like doing anything you can to placate them. And there's 50 of the little fuckers, and you're like, "Yeah, sure, record your little song, but just don't move." And then you're like, "Okay, where's the rock eating kid? Because I can't see him right now. And that means he's 3 rocks in, you know?" You get there and the kid's got a boulder in his mouth.
Yeah,
You're like, Jesus Christ. Just in time. And then you come back and the kid's like,
I will say, I went into this interview with Brittany at like a 9 on the Bink scale, and after like doing my own research and then with Killian's suggestions for possible reasons, kind of down to a 4.
Wow. I wasn't trying to drop anybody down. For the
Kinda down
record.
to a 4.
I assumed you wanted me to give a little bit of.
Yeah, you know, I was desperate
yeah,
to
no,
find
for
a
sure, yeah.
On one level,
explanation.
I'd love to free Jimmy from the abject terror of this child. But you know, like, look, weird shit happens. You know, maybe there's a ghoul in the preschool.
It's, you know, I'm not saying it's not possible. That's why I gave it a 4.
Did you look
but-
up if any of the Aldrich family had a kid who got fucking hit by a steamroller at some point or something?
I did do some research on the school, and unfortunately,
There was nothing. I did a
there's
little
no
too, yeah.
history of any sort
Named
of like
after little Jimmy
tragedies.
Aldrich, the hoodie-wearing child. He disappeared one day after
He
being.
loves holding bowls.
He was a scything accident cut him off from the shoulders down. Some say he still floats around the school today, holding a strange bowl of his favorite candies.
He loves standing in front of objects that look like they're looking at him.
He loves when things are staring at him. Boy, does he.
But with these like new perspectives, I would be curious to go back to Brittany with our findings.
No, for sure, yeah.
and see what she thinks and see if she has more evidence.
You can invite me this time.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Well, I had to keep this a secret from you so I could
Yeah,
I had to
exactly. We had
present
to-
it to
yeah.
you on the podcast.
Brittany's keeping things from me. Jimmy's keeping things from me.
So that's it for the Aldrich School.
Yeah.
And
How,
lastly,
how do you feel? Because you're a camera guy.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like digital tools for ghost photography? Because I think something about like film is it has this quality of like, what's the word? Like impermeability. There's something about film where it's like
It's tangible.
It's burned, but it's like burned into the photograph.
Yeah.
The way film is developed, right? It's soaked in, and there's something really physical about it.
Yeah.
And then like a digital, it's like, you know, Maybe Brittany was like, I'm gonna fuck Jimmy up, dude. I'm gonna take a kid from class B and I'm gonna Photoshop her ass in. You know, obviously Brittany did not do that, but I'm saying like, you know, do you?
That's the thing people can do.
Do you feel like
Yeah,
digital
there's definitely
tools? Like, I don't know.
People do that.
Yeah.
1000%.
It's funny because also
No.
cameras. There's a bunch of like film can get burned in a bunch of fucked up ways.
Yeah,
know, where, like,
you could do a double
The thing
exposure.
from before can get burned out, but even without you realizing it, which I think is how a lot of
Yeah.
those photos happen. People who
That's-
don't use cameras very well.
Well, so like with like a film camera, you can have the double exposure. You could do like those weird. I mentioned it before in a previous episode on not Hey Arnold, on Magic School Bus. They had like someone presented as a transparent ghost, but it was like a reflection
it's probably
using
Hey
light.
Arnold as well. Hey Arnold has a ghost.
they might-
the train ghost.
Yeah, that was a little
That
little
scared- that
different,
scared
but
me as a
like
child.
you can use science to fake a ghost with film cameras. But then
scientists love faking ghosts with film cameras.
With digital stuff, I will say the sensor still works the same way, where it like reads the light in the room and everything. But a lot of phone cameras specifically have a lot of like touch up software that automatically, like you take the
Fixes it.
picture, it automatically is like touching things up, sharpening things, and you get weird artifacts.
This photo's
sometimes.
a little early for the really aggressive versions of that.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you take a photo in the past 2 years, there's no ghost anymore.
There's no way it's
motherfucker.
showing up, yeah.
That is. If someone shows me a ghost photo from 2023, that is Microsoft's generative AI just
Yeah,
putting
yeah,
a
no,
fucking guy in there
yeah,
because it
of
thought
course.
a leaf was a guy's head or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
And also, this is a picture of a picture.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
just saying the quality is that's why the only reason I even looked at it for like is that not on a kid potentially is because the quality was low enough. I was like maybe something happened. It's pretty clear. It's a pretty clear head
I'm still
noggin.
I'm not fully convinced, right, that is not a ghost, right? I do appreciate the idea that like maybe it is
yeah.
a kid with a hood, but like that is wild
That's
to me
also-
that like nobody would recognize. She showed this to 2 classrooms, multiple teachers, all the kids that were there, and nobody recognized the kid.
She didn't see the kid in person though, right? She only saw it in the
no, yeah,
photo?
she only saw in the photo.
It's a pretty clear fucking.
No, it's like very
pretty clear
clear.
image for a.
I mean, I will say, because the one thing, and this is the brightened version of the photo,
Yep.
and that's why it was hard to see. In the darker one, you cannot tell. You can't see, like, that just looks like one solid set of hair.
Yeah,
yeah,
But in the brighter one, like Killian said,
you can see a little bit of bang.
It looks like there's like a separate hair. Like, it does look like, now that you pointed out, a hood
It also
with hair
also
underneath.
could be the shadow creating a kind of second shape when you brighten it artificially. It could be something like that.
That's also possible.
because you brightened it obviously after
Yeah.
the photo was taken. It's not like you know,
Right.
and it's not filmed, so you're not changing any of the.
Yeah, and it wasn't shot raw, but
Yeah.
it is definitely a little bit of a game changer.
I
with
sort
that.
of I might be unique among ghost skeptics, whereas I'd be more inclined to believe like an eyewitness account of a ghost really than like a
Then like a
photograph.
photo.
Just because
Yeah.
like I don't know, I'm just like
There's so many weird things that could happen. With
I'm
it.
also just like I'm a fucking dipshit at photographs. I'm so bad at I've been so bad at taking them for 30 years and I've never gotten any better. I've taken one good photograph in my life and it took like an hour of work to get. And so I just like anytime something happens, I'm like I don't know, maybe they're dumb like me and they put their finger over it and it fucking looked like a ghost.
But the camera conversation is a good transition to our next school, which is Pocatello High School, which
Italian.
is they have camera footage. They have video footage of a ghost
This is gonna be rough
at
for
the
me.
school.
Anytime you start talking about like videos, I get like a little goose pimples of anxiety about it.
I also have to.
'Cause I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like a smudge on the screen is gonna move, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa!" Or it's gonna be like the maze, where just a girl with a spooky face pops up. I guess.
Oh, I hate that. I'm trying to remember where Pocatello High School is because I had it, and for some reason, it's in Idaho. It's in Pocatello, Idaho.
There's no ghosts in Idaho.
I do agree with Jimmy.
It's ridiculous.
I don't
It's
think those-
ridiculous.
I
I
don't
don't
think.
think all the
Idaho
don't
is
think ghosts
Idaho
are
is
getting
way
out
too
there.
happy a place
least,
to have
like,
ghosts.
What do they have?
At least, like,
Potatoes
They
and
have
stuff?
How can you not be? You're the potato capital.
At least
how can you not be happy?
At least like Iowa has like Des Moines, so there's people getting ground up in machinery
Yeah,
and
right.
shit. But like, no one lives in Idaho. Like, one guy got a
Ghosts.
potato dropped on his head from a plane or something, and that's how he became a ghost. Like, I don't
Ghosts
believe it.
in Idaho. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Okay, well, maybe this video footage will change your mind. So this is an article written by Emerson Curtright for the website Only in Idaho.
Emerson Curtright,
Emerson Curtright.
an arrival of Artemis Fowl, wrote this book. What the fuck are you, Emerson Curtright?
It's been a while. I feel like it's been a while since we had like a good, interesting
Kurt
name.
Wrong.
No, we have one every episode. We had one earlier this episode, didn't we? So you said a name that I thought was bullshit, frankly, earlier. Maybe I wasn't aggressive enough towards it.
Joe Siegel.
Oh, yeah. It was
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Siegel.
yeah. It was
Joe
ridiculous.
Siegel.
Trying to sneak a bird past. Also, another bird. Another bird.
Oh my God, the birds.
The owls, the seagulls.
The birds aren't real.
So, well, maybe they're all ghosts.
So, thanks to video footage and various reports, Pocatello High School is considered one of the most haunted high schools in Idaho and maybe even the entire country.
You know, that's
Wow, what a unique claim.
Yeah, right?
that's a thing
It's not-
that
it's not
everyone says about their place.
They were like, what
Every
can-
single place is like, we're the most haunted blank in blank town.
I've already said this. That is a ghost hunter sin.
It sort of
is
feel-
to say that.
It sort of feels like, when they're like, oh, this player is the best 3-point shooter when his team is down by 15.
Yeah.
If the game has gone into overtime the past 2 nights. And you're like, I don't think that's a relevant fucking statistic, man.
It's like, okay,
I can't make that
That's
situation
that's the
happen
kind
again.
of shit they used to use for Marcus Smart all the time. They were like, he's the best 3-pointer when he's standing on one foot on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
backcourt and
someone's blowing in his ear.
yeah, yeah.
Like, all right, I'll be sure to have the defender blow
Oh yeah,
his
yeah.
ear
He's a
during
great, great
playoffs.
shooter.
Just tell me this place is full of ghosts. Don't tell me it's the most haunted place in blank.
This feels to me like Idaho was like, we don't have any ghosts. Let's try to make a haunted
Yeah,
school,
it does.
and then they
And then
put out a bunch of
it also-
propaganda
and they
about
killed
the
a bunch
school.
of kids in the
This is
school.
also- this is a cute little photo. It looks like they filmed Mean Girls here or something.
It kinda
it
does.
really
It looks-
does.
This looks
Yeah.
like they floated this up in the sky for Sky High, and they were like, "This is the basic location of the outside." We use a different school for the inside because it looks like shit in Pocatello.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
Back in 2014, security footage from
nope. Bye.
from Pocatello High
2014. Are
School
you kidding me? Jersey Shore was on its 4th season. I gotta believe in this shit now.
went viral. The footage was taken during the school's winter break when not a soul was supposed to be in the
I
building.
somehow had no idea what sound was coming out of that. I should have known.
However, the video shows a mysterious, shadowy figure that walks in and out of the bathroom and then down the hallway. Meanwhile,
take a shit.
Oh,
A quick little number 2 for the ghost. Are you kidding me?
We gotta tear that bathroom up.
meanwhile, the hallway's lights flicker on and off.
So I'll show you the picture. And again, I cannot reiterate this enough, but I will link all visual elements in the Ghouly Bites for anyone listening.
Yeah.
It's an audio only podcast, so
You probably saw this in 2014 on Vine on your fucking first smartphone.
so there's a picture
Of?
of the there's a ghost in there. Do you see it?
No.
No, man.
If you I'll
If
just-
you squint, do you?
I'll pull up the video.
I'm squinting. I don't see a ghost.
I'll pull up the video.
The lights in this hallway started to flash on and off all of a sudden. People went back and reviewed the security footage. There was a translucent figure that seemed to be walking through the hall.
Did you see it?
I saw that a little more
I
that
hope, this
time.
I hope the school
Everybody-
burns to the ground.
That's
That's ridiculous, man.
yeah. I don't know if I can buy that.
There was no form to it.
Yeah,
There was nothing to it.
but what was it then?
There was like slightly maybe some
shadowy
form, but it was definitely like a glare.
Yeah, a
like
glare.
that was 1000% just the glare.
The wing of a bird.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also,
a
the
little
worst,
pre-binking.
the worst lighting system of all time.
I know the lights flashing like crazy is
There's some shitty underfunded Idaho fucking castle of a school that just has no money to make sure the lights work.
The figure is definitely not a person, but it moves like a person. The video caused a lot of excitement among ghost hunters, and some news stations even picked up on the story. If you scour the internet, you'll find that a lot of people deem the video as some of the best ghost footage ever
brutal.
captured.
That's brutal for ghost hunters. That's brutal for ghost
I will
believers.
say that's pretty rough.
If that's the look, not quality of that clip notwithstanding.
That's
if
not good.
If that's the best you have, and
Yeah.
it's the idea of maybe a smudge that isn't the person definitively, but moved like one, which is a nonsense thing to say.
Wild. What? Whoever claimed that is clearly joking, right?
No, I think they they haven't seen a lot of ghost footage.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm saying this again, and I mean this really earnestly, and it kind of hurts me to say this. Before we started doing this podcast, I kind of thought like maybe there'll be times where I'll see evidence and I'll be like, wow, that's crazy. And it's not even been fucking close. Brittany's photograph is the closest we've come. Yeah. Because at least it has some like legitimacy and some interesting thing. That was a fucking like the wing of a fly. And I'm going to kill myself if I see that again.
I will reiterate your earnestness and say that when we started this podcast, I was more expecting to be able to make an argument for most of the ghost stories that I presented.
Also, like, the ghost goes in the bathroom of a high school. I'm supposed to give a shit.
No, but she was.
If all the ghost can do is just wake up and go to the bathroom and come out in the hallway, I don't give a fuck if they're real. That's fucking stupid. Kick a kid, man. Knock some books out of a dork's hand and make him think it's a bully. Start a fucking fight.
Here, I'll continue on. There's some fun lore behind.
Some kids are sucking each other off in a closet. Knock a fucking shelf over. I don't know. Do something.
The reason so many people believe the figure in the video is actually a ghost is because Pocatello High School, for quite some time, has had a reputation for being haunted. Both faculty and students agree that there's something off about the building. Toilets randomly flush. Which, let's assume they're not automatic sensor toilets.
I have never heard of like a physical thing a ghost doing that isn't explained by being really cheap, unfortunately.
Or it's just like some fuckhead doing it.
Well, it's just like shit falling over.
Yeah.
Because the walls are slanted. And then like electricity and plumbing being bad. And it's like, yeah, man. Also, like, toilets got to be pretty high on the list of shit that just kicks on randomly, right? Like, oh, we flushed it 2 hours ago. There's a clog 30 feet down the drain pipe.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
it randomly needed to like refill the basin. Just went.
I had a toilet upstairs. The old one before we replaced it would sometimes just go.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, the toilet's flushing kind of.
The clogs and stuff can happen in the pipes. And then like the toilet, the pressure will make
build
the toilet
up,
refill
and
the
then it'll
basin
flush again,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, so it'll like have to start filling the basin out of nowhere a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's probably more likely that in a 97 toilet system that no one knows how to manage properly than like a ghost pooping. Also, great, this ghost is a pooper.
Oh yeah,
If this ghost is real, they are blowing that.
That's probably how the ghost died. Just dropping on Elvis style, right?
Hey, mama. Hey, this bathroom's a crazy time, mama.
I really regret getting rid of my.
That's Elvis dying on the toilet, shitting himself in Pocatello High School.
I wish I didn't get rid of all my fart sound effects.
Toilets randomly
Don't know what you got till
flush.
it's gone, huh?
Doors mysteriously close, and some have reported either seeing or feeling the presence of an apparition.
Does anyone report anything interesting?
But what exactly is haunting the school? Pocatello High School was originally constructed in 1892. In 1914, the school burned to the ground and had to be reconstructed. It's safe to say that many of the school's structures boast a long history, and they make for the perfect setting for a ghost story.
Were people in it?
Well, this person so far, they've been kind of tiptoeing. They haven't necessarily. I mean, they've said it has a reputation for being haunted. They haven't really explained much yet.
Is a teenage girl going to like die in a car crash and that was gonna, use her death for money, basically?
That was like that fire that they had at that hotel we banked. That was
Also,
like nobody was there, nobody was injured, everything was fine.
They saved all the decorations.
My alma mater had a fucking fake ass ghost fire too.
Yeah.
Many people believe that the school's ghost is the spirit of a girl who killed herself in the school sometime between 1930 and 1950.
Get into gross territory kind of quick on me, frankly.
It's believed that the girl made a suicide pact with her friend, and the next day she hanged herself from her locker. However, the friend didn't go through with it.
Which, facts aside,
That's
a ghostable state that you just died in. You were betrayed by your best friend that you're going to suicide with.
Yeah.
That's a ghostable state.
That would make me shit in the same toilet for 80 years, for sure. Also, what's the point of bringing up the fire? What's the fire have to do with that?
Just, another tragedy.
Ghost people got to get over this. Burning a building doesn't make it a fucking ghost building.
It's a.
Who gives a fuck if a building
You're
burns down?
releasing some sort of carbon ions into the air that trap spiritual energy.
This is like when
Am I sciencing ghosts into reality enough
when
for
the
you?
new Star Wars talks about flux capacitors or some bullshit. Like, whatever, man.
The midichlorians
So anyway,
or whatever.
A girl killed herself, and now blogs are going to exploit it for 70 years.
Well,
some say they can still smell the strong scent of the girl's favorite perfume lingering in the air.
It's
at
a high
random
school.
times.
Yeah, first of all, well, maybe in the 40s you were wearing. When did she die?
between 1930 and 1950.
Oh, all right.
So
Maybe it was
no
a little
one,
different
this
stuff,
didn't
yeah.
happen.
No one knows.
We're back in this didn't happen territory. I will say gross if it did happen. Obviously it didn't, but gross if it did. And also, yeah, saying you can smell a dead teenager's perfume is
Creepy.
I guess I'd have some questions for the teacher who was like, "Oh, that's Jennifer's perfume. I know that smell anywhere." And you're like, "Aren't you married, Mr. Cartwright or whatever the fuck your name is?"
Macy's 1936.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that smell.
Others have even
What I wouldn't give to smell it again.
Others have even reported seeing an apparition of a young girl wandering the hallways. Although the story of the girl hasn't been confirmed, there have been at least 6 confirmed deaths at Pocatello High School. Pocatello High School may very well just be one
Excuse
of the
me?
most haunted places in the nation.
What were the deaths?
Yeah.
And is likely the most haunted high school in Idaho. After all, it has the stories and video footage to prove it.
That's crazy. But to say there's 6 deaths and be like, well, none of them match up with anything that's going on here. It was 6 boys who jacked themselves into a coma in the fucking room or whatever. Like, some bullshit.
I mean, it basically read as there were 6 deaths here. Anyway, Pocatello High
honestly,
School is very
probably
haunted.
it's like 2 English teachers who had a heart attack, a kid who died of heat stroke on the football field, a kid who drank himself into a coma in the back room,
A janitor who was done doing janitor
a
stuff.
janitor who did the least amount of heroin a janitor's ever done and died.
who mustard gassed himself or something.
Oh,
like
no. Oh yeah, he like accidentally mixed bleach with
exactly. He was like, I have the best cleaner ever.
You gotta be careful with that shit.
I gotta get
That's
this
scary.
girl's perfume smell out of these walls. Lickety split.
So Ghostology
Convincing, man.
on YouTube debunked the video. So I have that.
That rocks.
I'm gonna show
I
it to you
love that, I
guys.
love that, yeah.
I will link this in the spooky specimens.
But Trev, I really believed in it.
Oh.
I thought that was a real ghost.
Well, not for long.
no way. Wait, that convincing video is not real?
So he shows different like views of it. He does like an inverted view.
Yeah.
But the one that's most telling is this greenish one.
Here in our green tint shot, you can see clearly that the object goes above the doorway.
So obviously it's not going in and out of the bathroom, because in this shot you can actually see it's like imposed over
Were
the
you
footage.
supposed to have not been able to see that before? The whole time.
some
no, you
people-
can definitely see
the
that
whole time
before,
it's looking like a fucking hair on the camera lens, man.
Some people didn't notice
Some
that.
people need to look more closely at things. Some people need to look at things a second time. This is why my grandma gets tricked by AI bullshit on Facebook. Look
Yeah.
at something more than once and like think about it.
Now, unfortunately,
Jesus is not making sculptures with African kids out of bananas or whatever, okay? You gotta look at that
shrimp
shit.
Jesus. So unfortunately, someone did debunk Ghostology's debunking.
No, man. They didn't do shit.
Because it was someone claiming to be a school teacher here. It was actually a cobweb, not a string. Sorry, Ghostology.
That's cute of them.
No, like they were corroborating
I
essentially.
I know, I understand.
I
But
also thought it was a cobweb
Yeah.
because it was more floaty than a string.
Yeah, so anyway, I guess I can't believe like that went viral. Also, that went viral.
Yeah.
A single clip of us being hilarious and the world's best podcast won't go viral, but a string moving in front of a camera recorded in 9 pixels will go viral.
Yeah. And here's the part of the podcast where I make Killian scream with rage. I'm gonna have a theme song for that too.
Here's the part of the podcast where I make Killian scream with rage.
So other commenters are
don't show me
fucking pissed
don't show
about
me
this
commenters.
video.
Oh no, the ghost grandma's around. Oh no.
So Kendra Talbot said, you did absolutely no research of this case. The local police officers were called because the
That's
alarm
so
was set
funny.
off at the same time as this
That's
video
so
was caught.
funny, dude.
They saw the entire school's lighting going crazy at the same time. Why didn't you reference any
First
of
of all,
that?
is that true, or did the police say that the lights were not working in the building?
Basically what happened is like over winter vacation, there was just probably some weird electrical thing happening.
Yeah, and the lights went off and the alarm went off and the police showed up, and then this just happened to be on.
It was like probably, I mean, you saw a little
also-
bit, the lights
so
were
I assume
flickering.
here's the
that was
thing.
probably
They-
happening for 6 hours.
It was.
And they wouldn't have looked at that video
Also-
until they were like, oh, this weird electrical thing's happening. We should watch back the video.
Yeah.
Caught this cobweb that's probably been there forever that they never saw.
The best part of the comment is, And a string wouldn't stay on a bubble camera if it was swaying back and forth like that.
What? Why wouldn't it?
Yep.
What do you mean?
Yep.
Maybe it's tied to something.
It could have been hanging from the ceiling
Maybe
and
it
just
fell
been in
maybe
front of
it
it.
got stuck in a vent.
Hey guys, it's not a string; it's a cobweb,
It's a
and
cobweb.
cobwebs move like that.
Well, unfortunately, this guy,
Also,
Ghostology, is claiming it was a string.
Well, but also
but-
people don't, Kendra. I've never seen a person wobble around like a dipshit.
Rude Eric said, "You didn't debunk anything in this video. You also missed a big part in the video where it wasn't just one object, but several that came out of the doorway before the lights flicker."
Because now, like, you're a moron because everyone else who believes in ghosts doesn't get what you're saying. No one else has said that but you. No one else is like, oh my god, it becomes 100 ghosts at one point. This is just him. He's
This
just an
ghost
idiot.
is splitting in three.
This is all the Hornbine School ghosts.
You know, it's like the one guy was like, obviously it's a demon, not a ghost. And it's like, it's like, okay, Eric, yeah, I'm sorry, I missed it become 9 ghosts for a second.
Unfortunately, this is a Trev error. Rude Eric actually said, "Nice video detective work. You are so close. It wasn't a string, but a cobweb." So that was the teacher.
Oh, all right.
Not
Not very rude, Eric. Not living up to your name.
There's more, but that was the teacher
That
that
was
I
the gist of
referenced.
it, okay.
That was the gist of it. Doom,
Also, you're teaching at the school and you notice cobwebs and you don't clean them up. You have no pride in your fucking building in your school.
okay, I guess
Rude, Eric.
one of our science teachers, I teach there also, climbed up on a ladder to look at the camera and found a cobweb hanging in front of it. He brushed it off, and our ghost is gone. So,
Problem solved.
he's on our side. Too bad
No, I
a
know.
lot more people would rather keep claiming it is a ghost instead of
Yeah.
watching your analysis. Keep
Hey,
up the good work.
Rude, Eric. Welcome to the senior binker. Legions.
We have to send a Bink badge to Eric.
Yeah. Oh, we should get those. This last comment, Misty Knight said, "You had to mess with the video to prove your point," which
Grandma
which
comment.
creates like a pit of rage inside of me.
Yeah.
Because paranormal investigators do that shit all the fucking time.
You know, the original security camera had a big circle over where you're supposed to look. That's the point of the security camera. The big circle is so you can track the students coming in and out.
They're constantly amplifying sounds. They're inverting colors.
Yeah.
They're trying to show something. They mess with the video
Also, like-
to prove their point.
Like you did with Brittany's photo earlier.
yeah.
No, but earlier, like they talked about the figure moving. It doesn't do anything.
So it just
like,
kind of flows. You know?
But you're positing a ghost that doesn't do anything. Who cares? I don't care if a ghost walks in front of the bathroom, is 9 feet tall, wobbles twice, does it again, and then leaves. Like, that's not interesting.
But what if it wobbles and falls and trips and flushes the toilet?
Well, but then that would be interesting if it happened. Yeah, I think a ghost is only interesting when it does stuff, because then you're like,
Yeah.
what's he trying to tell us?
Yeah.
About hell where he's stuck.
I mean,
Australia.
this one, I'll be right out there on this one. I'm giving it a 1 on the Bink scale. It's debunked.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's
a
one.
heater.
It's debunked. Now, is it possible that girl who hung herself is still a ghost?
Really gross of you to bring that up. No, one, I don't think it
I
happened.
think they made that story up.
Yeah, one, I don't think it happened.
yeah.
I also don't know how many suicide pacts happened in the fucking 30s.
Yeah, I was
They
thinking
were
the
like,
same
"Oh
thing.
boy, the flappers are here. Let's do a suicide pact to celebrate."
I was thinking the same
Ted
thing.
Williams is playing ball again. Let's do a suicide pact for him.
One of the things that the article that I read didn't mention that I saw in other places was that like there are a lot of firsthand claims of books flying out of their lockers, which is what I mentioned in the top of the episode.
Yeah, I also I hated to pre-bink it immediately, but like people do not put books in their locker in the most sturdiest of ways. I think you'll find if you walk by my locker, a book would be liable to launch out of there at 90 miles an hour. And take you out.
There's no ghosts in the day, stupid Idaho.
Yeah. Ghosts
This is ridiculous.
come out during Australian hell hours, which is at nighttime
That's true.
when the kangaroos awake.
I guess that is legally what we have to call it now. The Australian hell
also,
hours.
Like, I no high schooler is allowed to tell me about their ghost experience. They're all dirty little liars. High schoolers are full of people lying for fun.
That's fair.
They got nothing better to do. 'cause
I will
you
say
can't drink yet.
a
and
lot
you get
of-
bored of jacking off.
a lot of ghost behavior in schools could be chalked up to shithead behavior.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Because
yeah.
somebody, a teacher claimed like, I would put something. It was a story about a skeleton, like a science skeleton.
Oh, we're moving that thing.
And they used
We're making him suck himself off. We're doing poses with the skeleton.
they used a real skeleton for a while, like back in the day.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah,
When they phased that out, they just kind of like moved the skeleton,
trap the soul in the closet
into storage or whatever.
into storage, and like the teachers would be like, "Oh, I had a bone in my closet."
Yeah.
And that just seems like
we're
a
putting
prank. That seems
we're
like a
doing
high
that.
schooler
Yeah,
prank.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
right.
I came back and the skeleton's head was in its lap. Oh. It's like, yeah, we made it suck itself off. That's a funny bit. Yeah, no, anytime there's like a school, it's like,
That's a tough
I know
one.
the shit
Unless
that
it's like
I
an
did.
abandoned school.
I was like pretty chill and I still did a bunch of shit like that. And
Yeah.
then like, I know people who just like went around to every locker and pulled on them and tried to get the locks off and then would just lock that shit onto random things.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Also, I don't trust the sanctity of any belonging in a school building, frankly. Especially not this fucking nightmare castle of a building also.
It does look kind of like a castle.
I'm sure it's nicer on the inside than any school I've been to.
Well, you saw the inside. There was a ghost and cobwebs.
Looked like a nice floor.
There were
Yeah,
cobwebs on the cameras.
Maybe it was Halloween. It was
Places
spooky
in
cobwebs.
disrepair.
Did you see that tile work? It was magnificent.
Great
No,
tile
look at
work.
this tile work. This looks like some Buffy the Vampire Slayer type high school.
And speaking of tile work, it's time for us to get to work. Jimmy, what do you think about the Bink scale on this one?
This one's a 1. Yeah.
It's a 1.
Yeah.
Are we ranking?
Are we
each
banking
school
all
individually?
of them?
I guess we could do that.
This is a first.
Yeah, multiple Binks. So I guess we'll start with Hornbine School.
Oh, well, we just started with the Idaho school.
We'll go in reverse order.
Okay.
So Killian, I know you're a 1, but
No, 10. This is a real ghost.
But what's your?
I'm with Crazy Linda and Halo fan 66.
What's your Binkflation scale?
Oh no, this is like this is a 1.
Yeah.
There's nothing even interesting or funny to say about a 4. It's gross to pretend a girl killed herself in your school. It's weird to mention 6 deaths and not follow up on it.
Yeah.
There's no ghosts in all of Idaho as a state. You don't get any. Sorry. Your state is too boring. You don't get any ghosts.
I think it's fair to assume that if I'm giving something a 1, there's no Binkflation.
I just don't care how many people fell into a big potato hole and died. You don't get a fucking ghost for it.
It's
Sorry.
just there wasn't a ghost. They like debunked it themselves, so we can bank
yeah.
it.
I also like at this point fake the video, make it look like a fucking ghost at least, because that didn't even look like a ghost.
Yeah.
So
All right. Bink. That's Idaho.
we dropped the bink
It's a
into
full
a well.
bink.
We dropped the bink into a well and disappeared.
How do we feel about Brittany's story? I said 4. I started really high, but as we've learned more, I'm down to a 4.
I'm still not fully convinced. I'm not like low as as 4. So I was probably a 9, similar to you at the beginning.
Yeah.
I was very convinced this was a ghost, and even the sound bit was a ghost. Probably like a 6 or 7 now.
Okay.
I think having more discussion with Brittany, I might be able to kind of come more to the terms that it might be a ghost or it might not be. But I think if anything, Brittany would convince me more that it is. So
I think Ghost Binker homework is to check out that Shutterfly and see
Yeah.
if we can find someone who looks like a boy who would wear a hood.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Hoodie Jake.
It would be funny if she had like a nickname for the child who wears a hoodie all the time, ready to go.
Killian, what's your score on this one?
Again, I do have to give everything a 1 until
Yep.
I'm proven otherwise.
Binkflation.
But I do think that I'll give it like a 3.
Okay.
That's sort of. I like the photo. I like the spooky factor.
Yeah.
The voice recording is funny. And like I guess if you could. I could hear someone talking about recording in the recording. So
Yeah.
I can't give it more.
Yeah,
but if
right,
it was
right.
that kind of took it away
that took
from
it
me
away a
too.
little
because it
for
made
me
me
too.
feel like, and also like again, like I've given a kid my phone and been like, make a video of yourself.
Yeah.
So you'd stop eating rocks. So like I think unfortunately the nature of a preschool is pretty hectic.
Yeah.
But hey, if you find out which of those kids died or whatever the fuck, and you can connect it to a ghost.
Hoodie Jake died.
No, like, Brittany's we've gotten to level 2. All right, I'll say that.
Yeah.
We're Ghost Binkers, the score's a 1, but you're in level 2 where now you get to go to the library and you get to find out who died and you get to try and start making put me on the back foot.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Bink. And
Drop that down a well too, I guess.
lastly is the Hornbine School. There's really not much to it.
I was gonna say just neighbors, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of just neighbors.
And honestly, the story that was told, I would have to give like a 1, but that is one that I could see it being haunted.
I think
yeah.
part of it is it is such a dark, spooky corner. There's no lights.
Yeah.
Like you
Woods.
drive around there and you're like, oh, this place
it's
is
a
haunted.
it's a road in
Like,
the woods,
Yeah, and
you
like,
know?
you drive by this like little tiny school building.
It's a fucking one-room farmhouse.
It feels
Yeah.
terrifying.
yeah.
But I barely fucking remember that place. They made me go by Ebenezer for a day. I fucking hated it. Stick and Hoop is stupid. The horn books are dumb.
Yeah.
And I just think that you have to have like a story. Maybe it's like maybe I should want things to be more normal because that would be like more scientifically verifiable.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that way. I feel like you have to at least have some reason for the ghost to be doing something.
You want
And
something interesting.
Just like the fucking neighbor who's like 8 beers deep, punched his wife, went outside, and was like, I saw 12 kids doing arithmetic with no A. Like I don't believe in that. That's
that's my problem with it is that they made it sound like an entire classroom of children died when realistically, you're not getting that many ghosts.
Also, like. Maybe the Hornbine School is silencing these stories, but I feel like someone who like worked there or something should have a story at some point.
Yeah, you would think that somebody would have.
The woman that I was in correspondence
someone
with
who's locking up
would have been able to
or
say,
that fucking. I was kind of rude to her. The old woman who kept going around and telling people about shit and being like, I used to go here back. I had a horn book in the 1920s. Like I feel like she would be like, Georgina died and we never forgot her, and some say she still knocks over your horn books if you put them on your desk the wrong way.
Right.
I feel like that would be like, I'd be like, oh okay, like at least this woman's crazy.
But only at the time of Australian hell.
If a kangaroo comes out of his shell, watch out. Like that's when I start to, it gets nervous, But I just don't. You gotta give me a little red meat. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
I'm an American. I want a little fucking,
I'm dropping a 3 on them.
The Ring. She crawls out of the fucking TV. It's got some zhoosh to it.
Yeah, I'm prepared to say like 4.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like
Yeah.
There might be something going on over there. It's creepy.
I will say this is an actual one again for me.
Yeah,
of like you gotta write something down for me. You gotta have a little story.
Yeah. Well, that's it for our haunted schools.
Any 17-year-olds. I was gonna say any local kids in Rehoboth just start patrolling the grounds of the Hornbine School at night, breaking in.
Give us some more evidence, please. Any 17-year-old's pause was
sorry.
Really,
I realized
not good.
I realized that we might have explicitly promised the staff of the Hornbine School that we wouldn't send people there to damage their property. I was about to tell them to do it. So
that's it for the 3 haunted schools spooky back to school season.
Yeah.
I want to thank our junior and senior Binkers for listening to this episode of Ghost Binkers. You can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Ghost Binkers. Email us, ghostbinkers@gmail.com. We'd love if you shared a story or requested a topic, argue with us. Obviously, we're saying these things off the top of our dome, so we're not perfect.
I'm perfect.
You can argue with us. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or both.
Yeah.
5 stars only.
When you're back to school and you're using ChatGPT to cheat on all your homework, you can ask it about Ghost Binkers podcast instead.
Yeah.
And do something productive.
Yeah. And ask it.
Listen to all of our podcasts and have it write your essays for you.
Ask it how you can support us, and it'll also say, tell a couple of friends about the podcast and have them share the episodes they enjoy with their friends as well.
That is much less annoying than how it talks.
Golly gee!
Wow. Hey, there's quite a few ways you can support the podcast. You might want to try leaving a review, telling your friends, or even making some of your own content for the spooky ghost boys to share and talk about.
Maybe
I think you'll have a spooky good time.
Make a suicide pact with your friends at the school.
Spray your dead friend's perfume all over the halls to make your other classmates cry.
Thank you to the authors of these articles. I'll link any of those in the
We didn't have any praiseworthy authors today.
the spooky specimens, and obviously any visuals will be in the spooky specimens
check
as
out
well.
check out the horn book.
That's it for this episode. We will catch you on the next episode.
I kind of like getting into class and just sitting down, and your locker, going to your locker and coming back means you
an extra
you got to
step.
hustle. You got to kind of hustle. And I
Yeah.
kind of just like I'm like the first one in class and I just flop down and I, sort of become a dead person early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It lets me by the time class has started, I'm already really bored and sleepy. Like I don't have to wait for the teacher to get going before
It
I
makes
start to
it
get
easier to
sleepy.
fall asleep.
I'm already sometimes I'm asleep by the time the class started. Sometimes
That's fair. I remember walking into plenty of classes and you were just head down.
I might have been there from the day before. Who knows?